Hi everyone. My short paper is called Politics of Images in Deliberative Democracy. In several traditions of political philosophy, the relation between rational and non-rational aspects of our civic engagement has been mostly considered from a one-sided perspective. The dictum that might equals right was understood as a claim that political subjects too often let their self-interest be guided by purely instrumental rationality. Rationality here is understood as a way to obtain these goals, and politics is an arena in which, through different levels of compromise, propaganda, misinformation, and backroom deals, the most successful political actors simply manage to temporarily outmaneuver their opponents. Such a perspective holds the non-rational part in fairly low regard, and the importance of images for concrete citizens is relegated to studying the effects of machinations by those in power or by those who want to come into power. Another body of work in political philosophy, Theory of Deliberative Democracy, aims to solve the problems in political arenas by including citizens more prominently in political processes. However, as many indicators show, polarization, lack of trust, the advent of propaganda in the form of fake news all keep increasing, even as the pertinent information on political agents is more ubiquitous than ever. Emphasizing rationality is no longer enough, and it can no longer be the sole goal of the heritage of the Enlightenment, to which political philosophers who insist upon rationality all subscribe. Instead, we have to focus on how the non-rational and rational aspects of our political thinking can go hand in hand and work in tandem to diffuse the rise of negative political trends. Thankfully, there is the empirical basis for doing just that. In recent years, there have been numerous studies on how deep disagreements are resolved through deliberation, and one that most strikingly leads us to the importance of images in that quest was developed by Jürg Steiner and his colleagues in 2017. The setup of the research is straightforward. Opposing groups share a conversation on a topic that should be of common interest. In a particularly telling instance, former members of Colombian guerrilla and former members of Colombian paramilitary forces were discussing the economic future of Colombia. Since the two groups were embroiled in a bloody, decades-long conflict, there was initially a strong inclination to discuss in an aimless, fruitless manner. To measure the quality of deliberation, Steiner and his associates developed two measurements. The first is DQI, Discourse Quality Index, and the second is DTM, the concept of deliberative transformative moments. What the research shows is that even in the described setup, there have been positive transformative moments in the discussion, even though the DQI was fairly low. And although low DQI is to be expected in a scenario where participants don't have much deliberative experience, that there were positive moments of a fruitful discussion beneficial to both parties at all should be a clear signal for optimism. Here is where the examination of images becomes pertinent, namely, in 1579 cases, telling a personal story helped the discussion and made others view the opposing viewpoint more favorably. On the other hand, in 14 of 79 cases, providing a rational justification had the same effect. What made personal stories so compelling for the other side is the evocative power of images conjured up during the discussion. When a struggling mother tells a poignant tale of her economic plight, a hardened, battle-tested veteran will see that his problem is the same as the problem their family deals with every day. The picture she paints of her suffering is more powerful than the differences they have had in the past, regardless of what those differences were. In that sense, the political concept of images is far richer than it has been thought of, and its extent goes far beyond the study of the negative effects of images on citizens. Therefore, I surmise, we will do best if we see images and the power images have over us, not solely in a negative fashion or in the context of how they negatively affect us, but how they can, along with reasons, or the power of reasons, help guide us toward bridging our deep disagreements. Thank you.